and someone dared Mason to do like a striptease. It was like odds on or something like that. He lost, and he went to go give me a striptease, and he pulled his kecks down, and I've slapped his ass so hard. And at this exact moment, I slapped his ass. These 4 ginormous Polish blokes.
One. This is Bronnie, every Wednesday from 6 p.m. The Bronnie Show on KCC Live.
What's up, you guys? You're listening to The Bronnie Show, and I'm joined here with Chris Mitchell, a.k.a. KIDKARMA.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
And some of you guys listening may be thinking, hey, he sounds familiar. That is also because, what do you do, Chris?
I am a social media influencer who you've definitely heard. No, I'm joking. I am Bronnie's drummer extraordinaire, multi-instrumentalist, just great all-round guy.
You are quite the multitasker.
Yeah, I like to keep my options open because you never know.
Totally. So on Sunday, you released your debut single, We're Not Friends, and it's from your new pop solo project, KIDKARMA. So, dude, how does it feel to finally have your first single out there?
It's a strange one because I'm going to be honest, completely honest and transparent about all this, because I never really wanted to do it. So it was something out of, if it hadn't have been lockdown and I hadn't have been at home producing, learning, like doing all kinds of bits and bobs like that, I don't think I ever would have done it. Because I've never wanted to be like the face of something. I've never, like, that's why I learned to play the drums
apart
in the first
from
place.
Vogue.
Huh? Oh yeah, obviously the face of Vogue. That's a different story. We'll get onto that later on.
Yeah, Queen. Yeah.
But no, I never. It was nothing that I ever really wanted to do. And then I started writing pop songs, and I was like, oh, these are quite catchy. These are cool. And I was like, I could give these to other people. I could like sell them, like as like a publishing thing. Like, you know all about that. And or I was like, well, why don't I just put out feelers myself? Like, if I'm confident enough in a song that it's a catchy enough song, for me that was enough to be like, well, why not? Like, I'll give it a go and just see if people like it, because more than anything it's about the song for me. It's not really about me. What
made you, obviously it was lockdown that, you know, kind of got you into making pop songs, but were there specific bands or artists, and what made you say, YOLO, I'm actually gonna release it? And where did the name come from? So the whole thing, tell me all.
So basically the reason why it all, like I explained earlier, like the reason it all started was because when I was at school, I used to do a lot of recording for like, so I was in, say, A-level doing music technology. There used to be like GCSE kids who would record pop, and that was never really my genre. Pop, like the closest to pop I would have got, I'm mainly like rock and like pop punk and stuff like that, obviously. But like the closest I ever really got to pop when I was younger was like McFly and like Busted, I guess you could like write them off as that. And then like, but my sister's a massive fan of like Five, Boyzone, Westlife, all that kind of stuff. So I had pop influences, but it was never my favorite genre until I got into learning how to produce. I was like, this is something that I need to really like knuckle down on, because like I'm competent in producing rock and pop punk stuff, but I was like, I really want to get like hold of like synths and like learning how to produce a pop record. My favorite influences are like DNCE, Hot Shell Ray,
yes,
Owl City, Katy Perry, all those kind of like Pharrell, like all of that kind of stuff. And then like other influences like John Bellion was another one that was like really, really influential in like how I could see pop, but like do it in my own way, but still be, as he calls it, a slave to the content beast, because the song has to be catchy enough to be able to sell. So it was kind of a case of, well, let's just write songs that I like with all these influences, but also that I will learn from a production point of view. And that's really how the music's come about. How the name came about was I put a £20 bet on with all my friends to see who could get me the best name. And they were all naff, like, to put it nicely. So it basically, I had a conversation with you and our manager. We have the same manager. And,
Mr. Mark
Hughes, yes. And we were stuck between like 2 or 3, and KIDKARMA was the one that I was like, It's catchy, it's short, it doesn't need to be anything special, and I didn't want it to be my own name either. So yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, because I remember it was about November, you sent me the chorus to We're Not Friends, and I was like, June! And then we hung out right before Christmas. Yeah, we haven't seen each other for a year. No, not for a year, since last year, I mean.
Yeah.
Cries in emo. No, but I remember you saying to me and Mark, like, ooh, I reckon I might write the whole thing and release it, YOLO. So that's really cool to see. So what is the song concept of We're Not Friends?
So the song concept is, it was an idea, I can't remember who I was talking to, and if I could remember, I wouldn't name them anyway. A friend of mine who was like seeing someone, and then they like were no longer seeing each other, and then one of them went away like traveling and stuff, and they were still like, there was still a part of them where they wanted to be together but they couldn't. Then she moved on, and then he was stuck in like a rut about it. Some may think he's still stuck in a rut about it. So yeah, it was kind of like him convincing himself that they're no longer friends, but he's still obsessed with it, the idea of it. So that's kind of where it came from.
Amazing. And you produced it all yourself, which is awesome. And you wrote it as well, and you got Pete to kind of polish off the mix and master. You got Annie on the artwork, who did Dream or Nightmare. I kind of helped write some lyrics on the second verse.
Yeah.
Mark do all the chatting about releasing it. So it's really cool how you had, the whole team kind of working with you on your first single, which is like a great thing to look back on.
That was a massive blessing, because I don't think I would have been able to do it on my own. Like, your influence of songwriting lyrically is far greater than mine. Pete's influence of production is far greater than mine. So I thought, if I do the groundwork and the real core stuff, and then reach out to the people that can help me, like you said, Annie, Pete's sister, who I tagged in on Instagram, at Anita Bandito. If you don't know who she is, she's a wicked artist.
I love that username.
Yeah, it's really cool. She was wicked. She was brilliant. I had a drawing, I had a concept. Like, it wasn't out of do this for me, do that for me, do this for me. It's all, I had all the ideas, but
that's what's really awesome.
I didn't have all the ability to make it all happen myself. And I guess that's the joy of like having good people around you. So I found myself in a really good position where I was able to pull in people I knew that I could trust, and I knew that would get the job done, and it's come out really well. So I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, totally. And you're already working on a new track, which is fire, guys, can I just say? So, dude, it's time to play Would You Rather Musician Edition.
Would you rather? 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 Would you rather eat my shit or breathe?
Okay, so number one. Pretend we're not in a pandemic. Would you rather never play an instrument and not tour, or never produce and write again?
See, that's a tough one, and I like the fact that you said not in a pandemic, because I was producing to a minimal amount when the pandemic happened, but playing an instrument and touring is like the whole reason I got into music. So I would have to go with that. I'd say
it's the rush, isn't it, when you go on stage and it's like, it's the best. Okay, number two. Would you rather meet your idol and they turn out to be the worst person you've ever met and they try and cancel you on social media, or you go to crowd surf and no one catches you and you puncture along?
That is class. I would say I would rather go to crowd surf and no one catches me.
Yeah, but did you hear the ending bit?
Oh, no, wait, what?
No one catches you and you puncture a lung?
Oh, I'd puncture a lung. I'd rather puncture a lung. They say don't meet your heroes. And I would love to agree with that. And if I was too scared to go up to my hero, I'd have that in the bank. Just be like, it's fine. Never meet your heroes. But the idea of meeting some of my heroes is like way too cool for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so,
especially Dave Grohl.
Yeah, like people like that, I'd be like, I want to have the opportunity to share a moment with you, because it means, like, it will mean nothing to him, but it means so much to me. And also, if you crowd surf and no one catches you and you puncture a lung, that's a wicked story.
It is very true. Would you go up to Dave Grohl and just say, can we embrace?
No, I'd probably say, I don't know what I'd say, actually.
Amazing. So number three.
Would You have no
Yeah.
idea who I am.
Imagine just walking up to him
I
saying, I know who you are. And him going,
Just leave it there. Just nice to meet you.
just walk away.
Damn.
Amazing. So number 3, you can only listen to 1 decade's worth of music. Which decade are you going to pick?
That's such a tough one. Because like the 2010s, come on, like Tiny Temple,
Tayo Cruz, man.
Derulo, like all those Donnies just absolutely smashed out of the park. And it's
Year 8
such a good-
discos.
100%. It was such a good like year for pop music, and pop music is hella catchy. But on the other hand, you've got like noughties with some like amazing bands, Blink, like Green Day,
Yeah,
all of those
Nirvana
bands, Foo
and
Fighters,
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And then you've got like the 90s. You've got like the stuff that when I was born and I like grew up on, because my sister was born like mid 80s, like the stuff that she liked. So I've kind of grown up with that. But I'd have to say the 2000s. I have to say the 2000s.
Ooh, the noughties.
Yeah, like Linkin Park. And
I
shit
am
like
with
that.
you on that.
Sorry.
Very fair. Let's pretend we're 80, Christopher. We're neighbours in LA, but with our mansions. We're drinking pina coladas by the pool. Hell yeah. What are some of the funniest tour memories you'd look back on?
God, this is a tough one. It's a difficult one because like there's some obviously you don't want to talk about. But there is one that just has such a solid place in my heart. So we were on tour. I was on tour for you with a band called A Summer High, who like we're great mates with. And we were in a place. We had a day off, and our tour manager was like, "Yo, we can either go to the next place and stay there, or we can stay in this place." And it was a bit of a dump, and we were like, I don't know, like
It was disgusting. It was grey and horrible.
It wasn't great. But that was mainly because of the weather. We didn't really know. We'd only seen the venue. We hadn't seen anything else. So we were like, sod it, let's give it a chance. And yeah, we went out for some pizza, and then our manager was like, he's going to go back to the hotel, have a sleep.
He fell asleep on the bench.
Yeah, he did. So he went back to the hotel. We stayed out, and we were like, "Oh, do you want to get a few drinks in?" And then we discovered that we were in Poland, by the way. That Poland is like 80p a pint, and like 60p for like a can of fucking. Sorry, I've sworn again. A can of cider or something like that. It was basically turned into, and we crossed over to the other side of the city.
It was great. We went under this tunnel, and it was like the Wizard of Oz when it's all colourful.
It was like they turned up the saturation on this
literally,
like,
because it was
town.
kind of like a really posh uni campus as well, like
it
the
was all,
grass
like,
and
new
everything.
Stuff. So there was cool places to drink. There was a beautiful river with like nice banks. We sat on the bank, had some food. We were just day drinking. Like there were like jet skis flying past. It could have been like in Miami or somewhere like that. It was crazy. And then we were walking back to the hotel because we were like, we'll walk back. Like,
oh my god,
get it all in. And we stopped off in this park. And Mason from A Summer High was telling us, it's like showing us how to shotgun beers because we'd never done it before. So we were like there, like shotgunning beers. And by that point, we were like, we have had so much to drink because we just wanted to learn how to shotgun a beer. But obviously, you finish a whole can of beer, and we'd all shotgun like 4 or 5 beers in this park.
In the space of like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I mean, it was great, but it wasn't good. And then I was like, I want to learn how to backflip. So I'm charging up and down this bit park of grass thing in the middle of Poland trying to learn how to backflip. Very dangerous. Would not recommend acrobatics after a few drinks when you're not an acrobatic person. And then I was like, I need a wee. And obviously men can go to the loo in a bush. I did that, lost my balance and weed all over myself. I was in grey chinos, so that showed out really, really badly. Made it back to the hotel eventually. Got into the hotel, and we were like, I will sit down like in the lobby bit, except with these bean bags. And someone dared Mason to do like a striptease. It was like odds on or something like that. And he lost, and he went to go give me a striptease, and he pulled his kecks down, and I've slapped his ass so hard. And at this exact moment, I slapped his ass. These 4 ginormous Polish blokes, like, think of it, like, I'm going to be really stereotypical here. Think of them like massive Polish blokes, shaved head, like tattoos, big chains, like walked into the hotel. And I just smacked Mason's ass, and he's fallen face first on a beanbag, and he'd had enough to drink that to be too comfortable for him not to pass out.
Oh
so
my
Mason,
God.
bum out in the air, mounting a beanbag.
Balls out.
Oh, it was so funny. And then went outside to get some fresh air with Mason, and he's leant against the table. It was late at this point. He's leant against the table, and there's a glass on it, and a glass ashtray. And it was one of those crap, those tables you see outside like kebab shops.
Yeah.
That like there's no
Plastic.
there. And he leant on it, and he leant on it, and it just went, and so did he. Oh my God! And he was flat on his ass. It was and the glass smashed, the ashtray smashed, and I was like, we need to get you into bed.
No, but do you remember like it was about 4. It was after we were shotgunning beers. We went to that mall, that big shopping centre, and we got a tennis ball.
A security guard, and I was
my
right
gosh,
next to him.
we were throwing it. It was, think of a massive shopping mall, like loads of it's inside. We were like on different ends throwing this tennis ball, and it was going on different levels. I was on level 5, you went down to level 1, and I was yeeting it down, and then it landed on that security guard's head.
And we were like making stupid videos, and there was this like supermarket in the mall, and you were like dragging me around, like all of them were like dragging me around.
We were trying to pants you in the store.
So bad.
Another one I was thinking of is James from a summer high. He like, when we go to Mackey's, obviously it's really, really cheap in Poland. So he was stocking up on these hamburgers, and he would take a bite out of them.
Sometimes
and then
he didn't even take a bite.
He'd just leave it. And then we'd be like, James, are you not going to have your burger? And he'd be like, no, I might have it tomorrow.
And he'd sit in the front of the van, and the sun would be beating down on these burgers. And then he lost his wallet, and it was like, where's your wallet? And we were from the back of the bus, were like, check underneath the burgers.
Literally, we'd be like getting out of the car, be like, James, where's the guitar?
But it sounds so ridiculous. Like, it doesn't sound funny. You had to be there, but it was just such a brilliant summer of like every day, like stuff like that happening. It was so brilliant.
When a summer high came around,
what I wanted to say to finish that story off was we got back into the hotel room. James was like nearly asleep. Got back in, Mason's in there throwing kettles around, all kinds of stuff, and I was like, oh, this is bad, this is really bad. And then Mason he threw up, and got in the shower, but it was like a bath shower, and he had the shower head, and he's like flinging the shower head around the bathroom, and there's water everywhere. I'm pretty sure I got videos about it. It's so funny. And he got James's shoes soaked, and he was fuming. But that whole day was just great.
Oh God! So and when we were in Spoons with Mason, we put on American accents, and there were these strangers that caught on.
That was so bad.
We befriended them the whole night.
I mean, it was really funny, but like Mason wasn't there when we were explaining to them the joke. But it wasn't a joke. Like, we were going for it.
We were like, hey, howdy, how are you?
In this joke that we were fully American. Mason wasn't there, and then we went to walk back, and as we were walking back, we bumped into them again, but we had Mason there, and Mason is American, so he sold this lie that we like painted to everyone. And the thing is, it was your local Spoons, so everyone knew who
I'm pretty sure we saw them the next day when we went as well, and we were like, oh
we did
no.
A few trips that summer.
One more is when it was on the bottom line tour I was thinking of just then. We went into Greg's, and the doors wouldn't open, and Mark locked Jordan inside Greg's, and we were like, you're not coming out, Jordan! And the woman...
Oh, and she was fuming, and it was like raining outside, but we were getting soaked, and Mark wouldn't let us in, wouldn't let Jordan out, just pinned the doors shut. Jordan being our photographer, by the way. had locked her in spoons, and the woman
It's-
was so furious, and I would have been furious.
She was called Michelle, and Mark was like,
That was
"We
it.
love you, Michelle."
Oh yes.
Okay, Christopher, it is time for your song of the week.
Song of the week, song of the week.
Yes, so my song of the week is going to be Good Things Fall Apart by Elenium and John Bellion, which is quite a mouthful, I'm going to be honest. Elenium.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big tune.
Yeah. That's great. Also, hey, to everyone listening, you might hear the song of the week advert. Well, that is actually Christopher. So let's talk about your milestones. So some of your biggest milestones of your whole career, my dude.
Milestones I wanted as a kid playing instruments was to play instruments and people to hear it. Growing up in like a church-based family, like that would be like I played instruments in church like every now and then. So that was playing in front of people was something I wasn't ever bothered about. And then playing in orchestras and stuff like that, I really enjoyed playing live to people. And I was like, I'd love to play this kind of like I'd love to do this, but for a genre of music that I love. And I've been lucky enough to like play for a few bands and like play in front of loads of people. But like my biggest milestones, I'd have to say, would be there's two that I would go for. Three. One would be your 2019 tour. I was lucky enough to be in a position where I played that tour. I played for my old band. I played drums for Summer High. I played drums for you, and then to sub in for your old drummer, George, legend. And then when George was back, I played bass for you. So I had to learn 4 sets for one tour, which was super fun, super like stressful, but it like pushed me to the edge, like my musicality. Like I had to be very aware of what I had to and shouldn't be playing and all that kind of stuff. I really, really enjoyed that. So that for me was like a milestone, because I was like, I can do it.
Yeah.
It's all just like a mind game thing. The next milestone is when we played Neck Deep. That was brilliant.
Yes.
Playing Waster. That was brilliant. Like bands, supporting bands and meeting bands and like getting to know the scene through the bands that I like is a wicked milestone. Not only because they're such nice people and their crew are so lovely and everything like that, but because these people are the reason why you want to do what you do. So to be like almost following in their footsteps, like they have supported bands that they loved, and like that's how they got to where they are now. So like doing the same thing.
Crazy thing. Like we love Neck Deep. We supported Neck Deep. Neck Deep loved Blink-182. They supported Blink-182.
Exactly.
It was like a month after we supported them. It's just insane.
Yeah. Even when they weren't at that stage, like at the stage they are now, when they were like your size, they were just supporting bands that they loved. So it's kind of like it's a rite of passage to, I think, to support bands that you support, which is really cool. And then the last one is playing music abroad. That was something I never even thought of.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it doesn't really cross your mind because you focus on what you know. But going abroad and like seeing the love from so many people playing music live is just, it's something else. And then going to another country and seeing that people actually care is even weirder.
Totally.
So yeah, those would have to be my top 3.
Amazing. So growing up as a kid, were you in any little school bands or anything? Or?
I knew you'd say this. You've been talking
Let's
about
talk
this for
about
like
it.
2 weeks. Yes, I was. Now, I'm not at home. I don't live with my parents anymore, which is a real shame. But at home, and I'm sure I can get a photo sent over if you want to share it, is I was in a band in year 6. And I'm going to shout out names here. Shout out to Ben Birch, Tom Eyre, Will Houston, and Will Duffin. Because me and those boys
round of
were
applause, everyone.
Round of applause to those guys. We were in a band called Electric Storm.
What a name, man.
That's because Will Duffin's dad's first band was called Electric Storm, and he wanted to like follow in the footsteps.
That's so
Will
cute.
was a really great guitarist, like a brilliant guitarist. The rest were like mediocre because we're in year 6. Like, no offense, but like, yeah. Will was a great guitarist, and he like got me into like Eric Clapton and stuff like that, which was really cool.
It sounds like an AC/DC song name.
What?
Electric Storm.
Electric Storm. It does. It does. It also kind of isn't that the Fortnite thing, the storm that comes in Fortnite? Isn't that?
I'm not a gamer.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm not a
But
nerd
yeah.
like you.
Oh, come on. Can I just plug something real quick while we're on the subject of nerds?
Yeah.
So me and my buddies are doing a 24-hour live stream for the charity Mind on Friday night at 7 p.m. Feel free to come along. It'll be twitch.tv/chrismdrums_. Come along, have fun, get in the chat, get in like the comments and everything. And if you can donate, that'll be wicked, even if it's a quid. Just wanna plug
Amazing.
it while I'm here because I have the opportunity. So yeah, thank you.
That'll be so much fun for you. I'll be there in the comments. So you
Hell
guys
yeah.
are doing it for 24 hours?
Yeah, it should be fun. Like
Energy drinks, coffee.
yeah, I'm gonna
The whole
bring my
shebang?
coffee up here because I'm the one hosting the live stream, so I will be on camera the whole time. So if you want to laugh, turn up at 6 p.m. on Saturday because I will be an absolute mess. So I'm not really allowed to leave this chair, so I can't shower. I'm gonna have to try not to go to the loo. So yeah, it should be a laugh.
Right,
Yeah.
it is time for 2 truths, 1 lie.
2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie.
Hell yeah, so I'm going to be reading out 3 facts and you have to tell me the lie, all right? You ready?
Yeah.
Number 1. The best-selling album of the 60s. This is all in the UK. So, number 1.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So, the best-selling album of the 60s was The Beatles with Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band. Number 2, the best-selling album of the 70s was ABBA's Greatest Hits album. Or number 3, the best-selling album of the 80s was Michael Jackson's album Bad.
Now, there's 2 here that I think will be really close. Because Sgt. Pepper's was just a mad album. ABBA's Greatest Hits in the 70s doesn't seem right to me. I thought that they would have released that later on. I don't really know the time cycle of ABBA, I'm going to be honest. But I feel like it might be ABBA because I feel like it's one of these things that you do when you say something that's completely rogue and no one would think of, and that's the actual answer.
Yeah.
But then Michael Jackson's Bad is just a mad album. I'm gonna go with Michael Jackson. Bad.
Well, Christopher.
Wait.
you
No.
are-
Wait. I'm gonna go with ABBA as the lie.
Well, Christopher, you are now right.
Yes.
But
I thought
dude,
it
guess
was
what?
2 lies, 1 truth.
The best-selling album of the 70s was Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, but ABBA's Greatest
Oh.
Hits was second.
No way.
So it was very, very close, yeah.
Fair enough, but
I
shout
thought
out
I'd get
Simon
you out.
Garfunkel.
I thought I'd get you out because I thought
I
everyone
knew you
knew
would.
that
But I said it.
Michael
it's one of these
Jackson's
things.
best-selling album was Thriller, and that came out in the 80s. So
Mental.
everyone finds it really weird how it was Bad that actually sold more in the 80s, but over time, I guess it's Thriller that sold more. So yeah.
Well.
Crazy. Right, my dude, is there anything else you would like to chat about?
Please go stream my music.
Yeah.
If you want to. I'm not very good at plugging it. 'cause
No,
I don't
shut
really know
up.
what to
Everyone
say.
go stream it now, otherwise I will raid your house and steal all your food. That's
That's a
everyone's
bit
most...
dramatic. I'll make sure she
No.
doesn't do that. But
Most people would be
Wouldn't
like,
mind
I'm going to
if-
steal your laptop. If you have
wouldn't mind
Tiffin, I'm there.
whoever's listening, taking time out to just go and stream my song.
Oh,
stream.
yeah. Amazing. So where can everyone find you on social media?
You can find me at, and this is going to sound ridiculous. So you can find me at TikTok.
At
which is
Simon and
Cress,
Garfunkel.
which is at Cress. Now, my nickname was like Cress.
Cress.
CHRES. And then
No,
everywhere else.
it's not. It's at Cress M.
There you go. I don't even know. See, I'm not good
Look
at
at me
doing the
being your little
plugging thing.
PR lady. Look
Yeah,
at me go.
at Cress M on TikTok. Go and like some of that stuff. I don't really know how it works. And then everywhere else should be at Chris M Drums _. The solo project thing, I am still a drummer. That is still going to be my bread and butter. So there you go.
Hell yeah. Amazing, amazing. Christopher, aka Mr. KIDKARMA. It's been a blast.
Thank you.
You've finally been on the show. Amazing.
I know,
We've been talking
I know.
about this for a while now.
Yeah, but I didn't have anything to do. So
I know.
I've got
Now it's
something
finally
to do.
out.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Guys, make sure you go stream at KIDKARMA on Spotify with his new song, We're Not Friends. It's a jam. Christopher, I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you for having me.
This is Bronnie on KCC Live. Follow Bronnie everywhere at Bronnie Music.